My name's Kristen, and today I'm going to be helping you read and school at the same time. The day that this video goes up is actually my first day of my senior year of high school, so just a disclaimer, this video is probably not going to be very helpful to people in college because I have no idea how college works. But if you're in middle school or high school, this should be pretty helpful to you. So I know that there are a lot of people who just don't know how to find time to read and do schoolwork and all of their extracurricular things at the same time, so I am here to try to help you do all of that. First, very important thing. Do your schoolwork first. I know that that probably sounds horrific and you're like, but I was just in school all day and I came home and I don't want to do my homework, I just want to read. I know that that is what you want to do, but if you just get your schoolwork done first, then afterwards you can read for as long as you want to and have nothing else to worry about. You can literally just keep reading until you have to go to sleep. Another thing, while we are kind of on the topic of sleep, make sure you get enough sleep. I know how tempting it is to stay up until 3 a.m. reading because there's so many cliffhangers and there's the chapters. You're just like, one more chapter and then I'll go to bed. And then next thing you know, you've read 5 chapters and there's a cliffhanger and you don't know what to do because you know you need to sleep, but you just don't want to. I know that that happens. I have been there. It has been 3 a.m. before and I'm like, I have to wake up in 3 hours, but I want to keep reading. But you need to get enough sleep. It is not healthy for your body if you don't get enough sleep, and it greatly increases your chances of getting sick, and it's harder to pay attention in class because you're just tired. So you need to make sure that you are getting enough sleep to function properly. Now, I do understand occasionally staying up just because you have to finish this book or you're probably going to die, but I do suggest getting reasonable amounts of sleep each night. So, after you have gotten like at least 6 hours of sleep, you get up in the morning, you get ready, blah blah blah, do all that good stuff, and then it's time to actually go to school. Now, if you drive, obviously don't read and drive, that is dangerous and you'll probably die, so don't do that. But if you take the bus or someone else drives you to school and you don't get ridiculous motion sickness, you can always read then. That is honestly such a great time for reading. Or if you did stay up really late the night before finishing that book, then that is a great time to sleep and hopefully someone will wake you up when you get to the school. Another thing is to always carry a book with you while you are in school. I know that it's very tempting to just put your book in your locker because they do get heavy and there are lots of times where you won't have a chance to read. But when you do, it's usually those last 5 minutes of class when your teacher has just finished up their lesson and they're just like, okay guys, just sit and wait for the bell. And you usually don't have enough time to go to your locker, get a book, and come back and still have time to read, which is why I'm saying keep it with you. Because yeah, it's only 5 minutes, and yeah, you'll probably only get like 3 or 4 pages read depending on how fast you read, but a few pages is better than no pages. And then if you have study halls and or free periods, depending on what you call them in your school, use that time wisely. I know that it's really tempting to just sit around and talk to your friends and do nothing for the whole period, but I'm gonna say at least like split the period in half and spend half of your time doing work and then you can spend the other half talking to your friends. If you do get your work done or you don't have any friends, then there again is another chance to read. But do get your work done first. I cannot emphasize enough how important that is because if you don't have your work done, then it's just gonna stress you out later. So just get it done, guys. Just do it. Now, talking about extracurriculars, I know that there are a lot of people who do stuff outside of school, whether it be sports or a job or whatever it is you do. I know, I'm in that boat with you. I have dance 3 nights a week for like 3 or 4 hours, so I understand that it gets busy on some days and you just don't have time to read. However, what I suggest doing is setting aside a certain amount of time for reading each day. Even if it's only 15 minutes because that's all the time that you have for that day, that's fine. On another day when you have more free time, you can set yourself a bigger window for reading. For example, I have dance on Monday through Wednesday, so on those days the chances of me even getting a few minutes to read is very slim just because I come home, I do homework, and I go straight to dance. However, on Thursday and Friday, I don't have anything after school, so there are times where I will literally be able to spend hours reading just because I have nothing else to do. Or if you're one of those people who just likes to wake up early, get up a half an hour or an hour before you need to start getting ready for school and use that time to read. I personally like to sleep in as late as I can, but if you like getting up early, then you do you. Or there is always the option of reading before bed, but like I said before, make sure you give yourself enough time to sleep. And actually, a little tip that I have found helps myself when I read before bed is reading on like a phone or an iPad and then just turning the brightness all the way down and turning off all of your lights and everything. So that way your room is completely dark and it's honestly a lot easier to fall asleep because you don't have to get up and turn off any lights or anything. So you're already in bed and you can literally just lock your phone and set it down and that's the end of it. Plus, if you turn the brightness of your phone all the way down, it's like darker, and it honestly has gotten to the point where when I'm reading in bed, like on my phone, my body knows that that means that it's time to go to sleep. So I just read for like 15 or 20 minutes and then I'm just like sound asleep. So that's very, very helpful to me personally. That works really well for me. I don't know how well it'll work for you because I know that everyone's different when it comes to things that they need when they're sleeping, but that does help me a lot. So try it out, and if it works for you, great. Alright, that is all that I have for this video. I hope that you guys found some of those tips or advice helpful. Maybe I'll do something else like this in the future with another how-to and reading in a certain situation and finding time and stuff like that. So if you liked this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and also comment down below if you liked this and if you found it helpful because I want to know if this is something that I should do more often. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Bye! To do both school, I don't know how to word this. What are words? How do they work? Language struggles. Always keep a pencil behind your ear, but it has to be a not sharpened pencil because why would you keep a sharpened pencil? That's too logical.